This is a video about healing, specifically my healing journey. And yes, shockingly, it really is related to plants and indoor gardening. Hi, I'm Nisi, and I live in Zone 7B. I have had so many stops and starts trying to make this video. I thought I lost it. I thought I didn't want to post it. For whatever reason, my microphone went out. So the fact that I'm actually going through with it is great. I even spoke to my wellness practitioner and told her that I plan to share my story with my YouTube community. I thought that would hold me accountable, but it didn't. I just kept chickening out because I found it's hard to be open and honest, both with others and, importantly, with yourself. But here goes. I've always enjoyed gardening and yard domination. So outdoors, right? Yard domination. I only had one plant in my home, and that plant I lovingly refer to as my daddy plant. It was the pothos growing around my dad's home that I took a cutting of when he passed 20 years ago. And I showed that in a prior video. I'll place a link to it. So while indoor plants may seem like decor for many, and very clearly I used them as decor in my home, they became lifelines for me during a really dark time in my life. During the period that we were all stuck and separate and apart from others, I really suffered. I was struggling with anxiety and depression, and honestly, I was just overwhelmed with the fear of what was happening. It felt like I had no control over anything. Every day was a battle to get out of the bed, to stay motivated, to even feel like myself. It was during this time that I started to desire more living things near me. I realized and remembered how important and wonderful it felt to grow things outside. And so inside started to be a thing for me. A biologist named E.O. Wilson suggested humans have an innate attraction to nature and living things. Throughout our evolutionary history, we've been closely connected to natural environments, relying on them for survival, and this instinctive connection manifests today as a desire to surround ourselves with plants and nature, even in indoor settings. I believe that desire was what was there for me. I needed something to ground me, to help calm me. So I bought my first plant, a monstera. And I'm not going to lie, I did not know what I was doing at first, but I researched and learned as I went. Watching the monstera grow and develop fenestrations gave me something tangible to focus on. It was slow progress, but every new leaf felt like a small win. And now it's the giant in my kitchen, right? So, yay. I noticed, though, that the care that I put into my plants became a form of self-care. When I watered them, it was like a reminder to check in with myself. Was I drinking enough water? When I repotted them, I thought about the need to declutter my own space and mind. One of the biggest things that houseplant gardening gave me was a routine. I had to check the soil. I had to water them, make sure they were getting enough light. These small daily tasks gave me a reason to get up in the morning. It sounds simple, but having something to nurture every day added structure when everything else felt chaotic. And then there's the responsibility aspect. Taking care of something that relies on you is grounding. I couldn't let my plants wither, and that mindset extended to how I was remembering to take care of myself. Now, let's talk about the actual mental health benefits that I noticed. There are studies that show being around plants reduces stress and anxiety, and it was definitely true for me. Just the act of touching the soil or feeling the leaves grounded me in the present moment. It's hard to explain, but when I'm tending to my plants, I'm more mindful. My mind isn't racing. I find that even when I'm working, I'm able to be more focused and creative. I'm not stuck worrying about the future. I'm just there or here, focusing on this beautiful little piece of nature in my home. And I found that the anxiety lessened, the fear, the noise became more quiet. And that peace and calm has been life-changing for me. One of the other major benefits is that houseplants give us the opportunity to connect with nature. Even if you live in a small apartment or in a city, or like me, in a townhome community, connected with others and surrounded by buildings, I think so many of us often feel disconnected from the natural world. But plants are a reminder that we are part of that cycle too. Watching them grow and change with the seasons mirrors our own journeys. It's the small things, propagating a plant and seeing it root, giving new life. It gives me a sense of hope and possibility when I needed it most. And I think it does the same for all of us. Seeing something green, having green things around, it makes a difference in how we feel and how we interact with the world. If you're struggling with anxiety or depression, I wouldn't say just get a plant. I'm sharing how they helped me in my journey. So by no means were plants it. That doesn't mean don't get therapy. It doesn't mean don't turn inward and focus on rest or get a wellness practitioner. Remember, it looks different for all of us. However, if you're thinking about getting into houseplants to boost your mental health, a few easy ones to start with are pothos. That's my daddy plant. And I've propagated a piece of it, so it's now in my office. Or snake plants, which I actually struggle with. Or ZZ plants, which for me, again, are so-so. But these are all considered low maintenance and pretty resilient. So just try it. Try getting one plant and adding that to your space. Also, I don't want you to stress about getting it perfect. Every plant parent kills a plant or two. And I know that that's heartbreaking to know, but that's, again, a part of the cycle. Plants grow, leaves die, they fall. Our homes are not perfect environments. Remember, I've said before, there's really not a thing as an indoor plant or a house plant. Plants want to live outside in nature. And in nature, they have those cycles. They grow, they thrive, they wither, they die. There's new life. It's a cycle. Plants exemplify the natural cycle of life: birth, growth, maturity, decline, and regeneration. This cycle mirrors our human experience, reminding us that change, growth, and even decay are natural parts of existence. Witnessing this cycle encourages us to embrace life's inevitable transitions with acceptance and grace. It helps us to recognize that every stage has its value and purpose, even when we don't see it. Just as plants shed leaves or eventually die, They teach us the importance of letting go. I needed this, especially as I was thrust into a change I couldn't control. Having plants reminded me that in life, we often face losses, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a personal goal. Observing their natural cycles taught me that letting go is not an end, but part of the broader journey. It encouraged me to accept the impermanence of life and the beauty in change. So that's my story of how houseplants saved my mental health. If you're struggling, whether it's anxiety, depression, or just feeling overwhelmed, sometimes the smallest steps can make the biggest difference. Tending to plants gave me purpose and peace and a sense of growth, both literally and figuratively. Don't forget to take care of yourself too. Take care of your plants. Help them thrive, help them grow. Give them light. They're not pieces of furniture. They need light, they need water. Put them near a window. Buy them a grow light. Take care of your plants. But don't forget to take care of yourself too.